Welcome to the historic Carolina Theatre. We've been bringing music, comedy, theater, dance, movies, and school education programs to Durham since 1926. As a community nonprofit, ticket sales pay for only a portion of our costs. Our events are only possible through generous support of our donors and sponsors, so thank you. Please take a moment now to locate the emergency exit closest to your seat, which may be different from the entrance you used. Photography and recording of any kind are strictly prohibited. When we opened in 1926, there were no cell phones, and that's the way it should be tonight. No ringing, no texting, no tweeting. Just enjoy the show. There will be a brief intermission during this performance. Hot buttery popcorn and cool refreshing drinks will be available at concession stands in our lobbies. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Good afternoon, friends, families, and most especially our honored 2023 graduates. My name is Paul Dayton. I'm the chair of the Joint Department of Biomedical Engineering, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2023 graduation, a culmination of many years of challenging study to confer degrees upon our hardworking and talented graduating students. The Joint Department of Biomedical Engineering is a paradigm-shifting partnership. We bring together Wolfpack and Tar Heels with the mission to unite engineering and medicine to improve lives. I will note that in our unique university collaboration, all of our biomedical engineering bachelor students, masters, and doctoral degree candidates will be graduating tonight from both North Carolina State University and the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Every diploma is conferred from both universities and has the seals of both NC State and UNC Chapel Hill. I bet you didn't think that when you were paying those tuition bills that you would get two for the price of one. It's a pretty good deal, actually. Ours is not an easy program. Rigorous from the beginning, only the most accomplished students are enrolled in BME to start. From there, they take more classes than almost any other graduate program, and almost all of these classes are difficult. They're required to study math, physics, circuits, mechanics, controls, biology, physiology, molecular biology, and much more. And then as part of their studies, they need to apply what they have learned. They interact with doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and other clinical professionals to learn the areas of technological needs in medicine. Then they apply their engineering skills to conceptualize, design, test, validate, and deliver technologies from bench to bedside. Several years later, here we are. Our graduates with us today are now uniquely skilled and well qualified to enter a highly competitive, highly technical, and fortunately also well compensated workforce. All they now need is a diploma. So with that, it's time to begin today's ceremony. And to continue our proceedings, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Dr. Matthew Fisher, our Director of Graduate Studies, who will introduce our graduate speaker.
She joined the lab of Dr. Brian Diekman and successfully defended her dissertation in March. Her work focused on DNA damage and aging in the context of cartilage health, a problem of which I'm more and more acutely aware, unfortunately. She received a prestigious pre-doctoral fellowship from the National Institutes of Health and published several well-received publications in that area that made up her thesis work. Importantly, along the way, she obtained a certificate in entrepreneurship from the Keenan Flagler Business School at UNC and pursued several related entrepreneurial activities. Of note, she co-founded the RTP chapter of Nucleate, which is an international nonprofit organization dedicated to facilitating the formation of life science companies from the academic setting. After graduation, she'll join McKinsey as an associate consultant in Colorado. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kopp.
Bright lights. Thank you for the introduction and kind words, Dr. Fisher. And to be completely honest with everyone else here today, I originally had no interest in being at this ceremony. I was very busy preparing my PhD defense and making the numerous edits that the graduate school required for my thesis. If you know, you know. And although the pointy hats looked really cool, they held no appeal for me. Fortunately for you all here today, the wonderful Vilma convinced me over coffee to not only join, but also to give this graduate speech. So you can blame her if the speech is boring, or congratulate her if it's a success. With that being said, I'll begin. It is well known that graduate students are interesting characters. Even more so, biomedical engineering understanding of the word significant. While our undergraduate peers went on to begin working well-paying full-time roles, we decided to take a low yearly stipend with no dental or eye insurance. The perks we received for hard work were seminars that provided free lunch. Maybe you would get a cookie. Our version of travel was going to conferences. The fire alarm became enemy number one, especially when we were in the middle of an experiment. When I told people that I'm a biomedical engineering student, the response normally went along the lines of, "Interesting, what's biomedical engineering?" Altogether, finishing graduate school with a PhD in BME is no small feat. We learned a lot, we failed a lot, and we had to adapt and adjust more than a lot, particularly with the COVID-19 pandemic that interrupted our graduate careers. But Michael Phelps once said, "If you want to be the best, you have to do things other people aren't willing to do." I would like to hypothesize that would make all of us graduates the best, although further validation would be required to appease the reviewers. I want to end with a quote from Dr. Seuss. "Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory." Regardless of how challenging graduate school happened to be, I made so many wonderful memories. I will look back fondly on spending times with my fellow graduate students, studying bird lungs and physiology, eating lunch on MEJ's patio, or learning how to navigate Zoom. Some of us are still figuring this one out. No matter where each of us are going or will end up, I am confident we will all do amazing things.
It's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Naji Husseini, who needs no introduction to the BME students. Dr. Husseini has been recognized consistently as one of the top educators in North Carolina for nearly the last decade. He has received the NC State Gertrude Cox Award for Innovative Excellence in Teaching, the NC State Outstanding Teacher Award, the College of Engineering Faculty Advancement Award, the NC State Alumni Association Outstanding Teacher Award, and he has been inducted into the Academy of Outstanding Teachers. Despite his many NC State accolades, Dr. Husseini instructs all of our students, regardless of which campus they call home. Dr. Husseini repeatedly receives the most nominations for graduate speaker. And why, you may ask? Well, as the students put it, he's just as nerdy as us. Another student commented, "The only thing more impressive than his dedication to scholarly achievement and profound teaching ability is his response time to emails." And another student commented, "Dr. Husseini's goofy sense of humor and enthusiasm towards course material are downright infectious. It takes a special talent and dedication to make topics such as stress superposition, singularity functions, surface functionalization, and kinematics sound exciting, and to keep students engaged." Dr. Husseini is an exceptional and passionate teacher who cares deeply about all his students, and we are proud to have him part of BME's team. And with that, I'd like to invite Dr. Husseini up to give the undergraduate address.
Thank you, Professor Dayton, for the introduction, and thanks to you students for giving me this opportunity to address you and your guests. I'd like to welcome you all here today, and especially my son Theo, who snuck into the room back there, who will be graduating from third grade real soon, and will be testing for his yellow belt in Taekwondo real soon. So as I face the audience, I'm speaking to you, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about how your current career plan is likely wrong. Speaking of wrong, last year, when I gave this speech, I inappropriately started my speech by bad-mouthing the men's basketball teams. So instead, let me start off positively. NC State grads, look in your diploma folders for a gift certificate to a store in Omaha called Crate and Barrel. It's right next to the framed copy of NC State's motto, "Think and Do Next Year." And UNC, you got something even Duke didn't this year. You got a chance to play in an invitation-only tournament. But too bad you have to play games in a season and can't go with the preseason rankings, right? Now at this point, last year, I made a Coach K joke to redeem myself. But, you know, since Duke jokes are what binds the department together, but I've moved on. Just like Duke, we've moved on from K. Next comes L, and Duke's taken many of those recently. Anyhow, Over the past 4-ish years, you've analyzed aliens, linked 4 bars, modeled penguin feces trajectories, pitched impossible design projects, and seen all of your faculty's homes and pets on Zoom. And now, oh, the places you'll go, right? Start your industry job, rise through the ranks, become a manager, and return for those coffee breaks as a professor emeritus. As BME students, we have trained you to excel at all of these careers, and we genuinely hope that you will follow one of those trajectories. However, ask the adults later today if their lives followed one of those simple paths. If only it were that easy. The average US worker changes careers 5 to 7 times. It's unlikely that you will stay with that company for 40 years. Medicine is changing, and many surgeries are moving out of local hospitals to major centers. And robotic surgery may require more video game skills than traditional surgery skills. Now, as all of you know up here, Colleen discourages putting Fortnite Pro on your resume and instead suggests robotic surgery specialist. Academia is not immune to change either, whether due to sparse funding, limited tenure opportunities, state interference, or massive virtual online courses. Your perfect career plan through retirement may be as useless as a degree in Duke humility studies. So what do you do? By the way, these are Michigan colors. I'm not Duke. I'm bad-mouthing the rest of them up here. The noted Scottish poet Robert Burns warned us about the trouble with the best-laid schemes o' mice and men, as did Swift with just because you make a good plan doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. That's Taylor, not Jonathan. Life is a stochastic process, and as you know from my programming class, or perhaps my good friend Leander Cartier's statistics lessons, extrapolation is always risky. It is based on prior data and assumed future conditions. You are graduating now because you have a strong foundation, and as your faculty, and that's okay. Here's why. Going forward, 3 broad factors will guide your life, and understanding them will help guide you to success amidst unpredictability. The first is preparation. You've been doing that now. We've helped you do that. Don't stop now. The second is recognizing and taking advantage of opportunities. You might get a chance, but if you don't know that it's there, then it's useless. The final, unfortunately, is the sine qua non of life: luck. Luck is neither intrinsically good nor bad. You will have good luck and you will have bad luck, and they are sometimes hard to differentiate until after the fact. While the plural of anecdote is not data, let me nevertheless cite 2 anecdata points that illustrate how preparation, recognition, and fortune can lead to success in life. And if you're thinking n equals 2, yo, professor, that's high-key cringe stats, no cap, relax. N equals 2 is a preponderance of evidence in medical journals. So in my case, my PhD is in physics. I love physics, and it prepared me with a fundamental understanding of everything. At my graduation, no doubt, they told me that job offers would flock to me like pre-meds to extra credit. So I was prepared for nearly any opportunity. After following my wife, Professor Cole, to this area without a job secured, instead companies were as interested in me as my students when I digress about bad science and pop culture. Examples, you ask? Absolutely, glad you wanted them. Incredible Hulk, double the volume, same mass, half the density. That's rage onset osteoporosis right there. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, don't let down your hair. The resulting bending stress will snap your neck. And Darth Vader, come on. Force powers, force, power, those are separate units. You can't mix them together. But at least when we dive into it, force probably gets measured in pounds and not newtons, because pounds are the imperial unit. But I digress. Anyhow, for more than 4 months after coming to North Carolina, I was unemployed and got bored very quickly. Going from being busy and intellectually stimulated to idle and digitizing family pictures was extremely difficult. I applied to physics, material science, and semiconductor-related industry jobs that were looking for PhDs. Nothing. Even my fellow physicists at the local universities, who can explain electroluminescence in light-emitting PN junctions but can't change a light bulb, repeatedly turned me down. Right around Christmas, Dr. Cartier emailed the BME faculty, including my wife, desperate for an instructor for BME 345, a solid mechanics class. Professor Peter Menti, an institution in biomechanics at NC State, was seriously ill, and his replacement for the spring semester had just taken a full-time job elsewhere. Dr. Carty probably just needed a warm body to lecture for a semester, and I reached that temperature threshold. I spoke with her by phone while she was in Mississippi, rejuvenating her drawl at an astrobiology conference. And over time, Dr. Carty became more Dr. Freud, telling me that I'd be okay, not to worry. Sure, I might be lousy, but I can't be worse than what they produce in mechanical engineering. And this was a golden opportunity looking me square in the face, and I was hesitating. She eventually convinced me to consider teaching the course, but I wanted some more information. Dr. Menti's notes were in his locked office on campus, but because it was winter break, I could not get in there to review them. I finally got in on a Friday in January, went through some scattered notes and pulled some disorganized files off of a computer. I soon realized that I knew about 10% of the class. 3 days later, I was teaching the class. 2 weeks earlier, I had not even known this opportunity existed. It went well enough that when a full-time position opened in the department initially created for someone else, I managed to sneak in and get that job. Biomedical engineering. Still, I can't get over that. I'd have laughed at you at graduation if you told me that someday I'd be teaching anything bio, since the last biology class I took was in 1997 in high school. That's old, is what they're saying right over there. But at least I can't remember the last time the UK chanted God Save the King, unlike Dr. Dayton down here. So now let me go back to my thesis. The 3 factors I mentioned before got me into this position. First, chance. From a tragedy came a chance to attempt to fill a great man's legacy. Full-time university teaching positions are notoriously difficult to find, particularly at top universities such as these 2. I got my foot into the door with an initial part-time job I had not expected to take, and was able to gain valuable experience, lines on my resume, and references. I was lucky. I know that. Understand that there are some things out of your control, and instead focus on how you can get ready for them. The second factor of preparation, how was I? Well, I mentioned before my degree was in physics. You call it statics and dynamics, I call it Newton's law. EKG, just a noisy signal from a bad power source that needs some cleaning. Same concepts, different applications. Just because your degree is in biomedical engineering doesn't mean that other disciplines are off limits. As design instructor emeritus Andrew DeMeo often said, you are the most versatile type of engineer. However, if you do not believe that of yourself, then you are the asparagus peeler of the engineering world. You are versatile, you are prepared for any field. Embrace it, embody it, otherwise it's not true. A lot of your design projects that we've seen involved identifying a problem in medicine and applying sometimes ancient, simple solutions from other disciplines. Jan Opletal, a medical student being mortally wounded in the abdomen. A month later, during Opletal's funeral, several thousand students rioted against political malfeasance, as students are fortunately still wont to do. Thousands of students were arrested, 9 were executed, and more than 1,000 were sent to concentration camps. The Nazi administrators immediately closed all of the Czech colleges and universities that had caused them trouble, scuttling Husa's engineering plans. Luck number 1. Now that he was out of school, he soon received orders to board a train to work in a munitions factory in Dresden. Any student of history or Kurt Vonnegut knows how this could have ended. Unwisely, he did not board that train, so the SS agent came back a second time and said that he had best not miss that next train. Ignoring orders was something only fools did. Luck number 2. So how was he prepared? Well, I mentioned that Husa had taken violin lessons, and on the side he had sketched a few pieces. The only school still open in Prague was the Music Conservatory, so he took this opportunity to evade the Nazis and a future firebombing and enrolled in a music composition program. Certainly not what he had planned to do out of high school. More than 10 honorary PhDs, Cornell University and Ithaca professorships in composition, commissions from every major orchestra, and countless awards, including a Pulitzer Prize later, I think things worked out quite well for my grandfather. Songs would have been written about his bridges if he had been a civil engineer, just like the one about London Bridge. And he would have much rather have been on the composition side of that music. So there it is. I've given you 3 possible courses for your life. Option number 1, the jejune, everything works as planned route. Unlikely. Option number 2, your life zigs and zags, but by adequately preparing yourself and recognizing these deviations, you guide yourself forward like a canoe when my wife is paddling, and not in high amplitude sine waves like when I am. Throw in a little luck here and there for some excitement. Or option number 3, Something major happens that upends your life. This could be your company going bankrupt, a family emergency, invading armies. 4 years will be like your next 40 years. And while tough, here you are graduating. Here you are. You made it this time, and you'll make it next time as well. Regarding quantum mechanics, Albert Einstein famously said that God does not play dice. He could not accept some of the random aspects of quantum mechanics, even though he was like a really smart person. Random aspects of our own life are just as difficult to accept, even though they clearly happen. The late Stephen Hawking played on Einstein's quote when talking about black holes. Not only does God definitely play dice, but he sometimes confuses us to throw they can't see. Accept that the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune and realize you can't always understand why they happen, even if they're good or bad. But if you play your dice right from this point on in expectation of something unexpected, then you will succeed. Whatever that might be, wherever that may be, and however that may be. Congrats, all of you up there. You've done a great job. We'll miss you. Stay in touch.
Hello, I'm Leanne Carty. I'm the Associate Chair for Education and Director of the Undergraduate Program. And for Dr. Husseini, I am Dr. Freud. I also went to Duke. Yeah. So I am going to make a few comments, but first just a few logistics. We do have professional photographers here. However, if you brought your own paparazzi, they are welcome to come down and make photographs. I am also available for reenactments after the ceremony. But first, we'd like to thank all the parents, family, friends, everyone who is part of the lives of these amazing students. We realize how fortunate we are to have the jobs that we have, because we get to work with the best of society and the best engineering students that our schools have to offer. We really believe that these students are incredibly outstanding, but being engineers, we like a proof of concept, so we're going to show you. And graduate students, if you want to play along with this game, feel free. Our students have many distinguished honors. So students, if you have completed Honors Carolina or University Honors or Scholars, would you please stand? If you have completed department honors by completing an honors thesis, would you please stand? If you're completing a minor, would you please stand? If you're completing a double major, would you please stand? But our students learn in many ways. They learn outside the classroom as much as they learn in the classroom. If you completed a study abroad, would you please stand? If you placed in a design competition, including I-4, would you please stand? If you worked at an internship, would you please stand? If you've conducted research, would you please stand? So our students also give back to their university. So if you've been an officer in any BME-related club, would you please stand? If you've served as a department, college, or university ambassador, would you please stand? If you worked as a teaching assistant or an undergraduate learning assistant, would you please stand? And finally, our students have worked very hard to be here and to have earned this degree. So if you have spent many nights working late to earn this degree, would you please stand? If you'll remain standing, undergraduates, please remain standing. If anybody's not standing, it's because someone needs to wake them up because they were up studying last night. I'd like to welcome Dr. Husseini to the stage. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Biomedical Engineering class of 2023. So if the first row would please come forward, and the rest of you can be seated.
Keith Ross Abbey. Karumi Adaji. William Tyler Adcock. Esteban Alonso. Clara Remedios Alonso Stepanova. Darcy Elise Anderson. Shivani Ayagari. Madeline Grace Barker. Evan Davis Bartle. Fernando E. Bautista. Noah Falling Bell. Catherine Leah Benedict. Macy Brianne Binge. Tucker Anderson Bennett. Vineet Sanjay Bardwaj. Allison Adele Boyer. Harry Fred Brightman. Amit Ershad Busjith. Caroline Elizabeth Chambers. Ruth Kimlin Chansui. Lillian Catherine Chilton. Albert Minsuk Choi. Diane Choi. Michael Santiago Clark. Michaela Levy Kleins. Melanie Grace Cohen. Maxwell Peter Connolly. Zachary Brian Krem. Taylor Lee Crate. Stephen Elise Claire Duquesne. Matthew Jude Einsman. Catherine Mary Eltz. Hannah Elizabeth Flores. Nicole Ann Franchi. Ryan Evan Gary. Nereda Garza Ramos. Tianhong Han. Manuela George Harb. Lindsay Catherine Hill. Chloe Grace Hincher. Andrew Huka Huang. Catherine Antonina Horner. Anna Morgan James. Armin Daniel Jamshidi. Camelia Karimpour. Grayson A. Katz. Catherine Elizabeth Kaufman. Madison Malind Kire. Joshua Chanhu Kim. Amanda Jeanette Nisley. Seth Prasanna Kodikara. Manasi Krishnakumar. Rohan Ramanathan Krishnan. Grace Ann Crone. Daniel Jihun Koo. Christopher Scott Lane. Aaron David Lee. Logan William Lee. Tyler H. Lee. Zoe Annabelle Levine. Junia Lee. Karen Lee. Brian Edwin Lineback. Cody Jackson Liverman. Andrew William Marshall. Arjun Mather. Alexandra Joelle Maycock. Colleen Margaret McCann. Samantha Louise McDonald. Alora May McTaggart. Alexandra Vivian Middleton. Christian Michael Moore. Avery Grace Morris. Audra Grace Elizabeth Mosley. Dikwa Muhammad Musa. Hannah Margaret Ann Myatt. Allison Brianna Myers. Joshua Thomas Naughton. Connor Douglas Neely. Christopher Duck Wynn. Tian An Nguyen. Hannah Nee. Abina Nimala Shalanthan. Kirthi Rambabu Nimala. Marcus Christopher Olarte. Maria Christine Palmtag. James Michael Parzignat. Karin Virendra Patel. Nivi Rakesh Patel. Shivam Kamlesh Patel. Brianna Catherine Payne. Benjamin Henry Pito. Matthew McGuire Powers. Nita Anandi Prabhu. Lauren Denise Reynolds. Julia Leanne Richard. Jose Luis Rios Aburto. Kevin Christopher Robertson. Mira Isabella Roca. Mary Lisa Rodriguez. Dylan Thomas Zog Rosebrook. Emma June Rosentreader. Abdullah Wail Saleh. Gari Manju Sadish. Mohini Suhata. Daniela Covington Spordone. Justin Daniel Shedevy. Lucas Charles Schiltz. Alyssa Jacqueline Schoaf. Constance Leah Schwartz. Sahil Sethi. Joseph David Sharp. Shashank Sivadanam. Jacob Henson Spitz. Alexander Hyatt Sprague. Abigail Schweitzer. Ariane Francis Talati. Sophia Marie Tiraboy. Emily Michelle Theobald. Stephen Alton. Jarrett Tyler Tress. Matthew Lee Tian. Hiep Tan Tran. Huang Swang Tian Jun. Justin Christopher Tolino. Nicholas David Tully. Leslie Santos Uy. Abhinav Angirez Vaduri. Raymond Villalobos. Leilani Hua Tien Walker. Hao Wong. Annie Catherine Watson. Nicholas Raymond West. Caitlin Ruth Whimpenny. Grayson Stephen Whitt. Claire Larrabee Weebking. Madison Marie Wisman. Lydia Claire Wong. Molly Elizabeth Woods. Haley Lynn Rona. William Francis Wyman. Kevin Zhang.
Let's give them all one final round of applause.
You could follow someone else's path, or you can blaze your own. You can go work for a boss, or you can be the boss. You can play it safe, or you could swing for the fences because the status quo in healthcare is not good enough. The graduates of the master's program in MedTech, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship have made bold choices. Friends and family, meet the future of healthcare innovation.
Jocelyn Akamaliza. Shiana Allen. Kaylee Boys. Cerise Dingiswayo. Jordan Fong. Shane Harrington. Robin Jacob. Oh, yeah. Joshua Pecoraro. Abigail Ray. Tori Stanley. Jordan Swagger.
Okay. The PhD, or Doctor of Philosophy, represents the highest degree and depth of academic achievement in our field. It is a terminal academic degree. It can take 5 to 6, sometimes 7, sometimes plus years of hard work, focus, failure, grit, and determination to formulate new and impactful research questions, execute a rigorous experimental design, and clearly communicate these findings in a dissertation document and related peer-review publications. It is a challenging endeavor under normal circumstances. All of the graduates today persevered through the pandemic, which disrupted the ability to go into the lab and do the research, which makes their accomplishments all the more impressive. So kudos to you all. In addition to awarding the diplomas today, there is an additional hooding ceremony in which the candidate's advisor or another faculty member will hood the graduate, signifying both the passing of knowledge to the next generation, as well as the commitment to lifelong scholarly pursuits. Without further ado, let's get to the hooding ceremony. I'll read off the candidates' names along with their dissertation titles and their PhD advisor. James William Aylesworth, Development of Neurofeedback Therapies for Hand Rehabilitation in Stroke, under the direction of Dr. Derek Camper. Andrea Badilanu, Platforms for Vocal Fold Tissue Engineering, under the direction of Dr. Donald Freitas. Alex Billingsley, Developments in Cardiac Imaging with Carbon Nanotube-Based Stationary Computed Tomography, Overcoming Barriers to Entry for Medically Underserved Areas, under the direction of Hua Zi Li, to be hooded by Dr. David Lelouch. Robert Jarrett Blyton, engineering high-resolution experimental and computational pipelines to characterize human gastrointestinal tissues in health and disease, under the direction of Dr. Scott T. Magnus. Michaela Kopp, role of DNA damage and cellular senescence in osteoarthritis pathophysiology, under the direction of Dr. Brian Diekman. Zachary Gillette Davis, direct right near field electrospinning of gelatin ECM solution for fabricating a tendon tissue on a chip, under the direction of Dr. Matthew Fisher. Hussein Iposh, deep learning enhanced all optical closed loop system for neural interrogation, under the direction of Dr. Nicholas Bigard. Ashwin Iyer, real-time interrogation of ultrasound imaging-derived muscle contractility and closed-loop control of functional electrical stimulation and a powered exoskeleton, under the direction of Dr. Nitin Sharma. Chinmaya Joysa, towards leveraging kinome states for precision oncology, under the direction of Dr. Sean Gomez. Miranda Ludovis, understanding the neuromuscular control of the fingers in children with and without cerebral palsy, under the direction of Dr. Derek Camper. Miriam Ock, Miriam Ock, real-time evaluation of primary human colonic epithelial responses to inflammatory stimuli, chondrodioides difficile toxins and cytokines, under the direction of Dr. Scott Magnus. Sharda Shiprasad Pandit, Drug and Cellular Delivery Strategies for Solid Tumors, under the direction of Dr. Yevgeny Brudno, to be hooded by Dr. David Zaharoff. Richard Pimentel, an energy audit of human gait, experimental and computational assessment of how structure and function shape walking economy, under the direction of Dr. Jason Franz. Matthew Rich, device design and finite element modeling to better understand the response of cartilage to cyclical compressive loading, under the direction of Dr. Brian Diekman. Noah Maxwell Telson Rubin, towards use of motor unit firings in human-machine interfaces for amputees, under the direction of Drs. Helen Huang and Xiaogong Hu. Brendan Turner, biodegradable elastic circuit boards, under the direction of Drs. Michael Danielle and Stefano Menegatti. Let's give our PhD graduates one more round of applause. Thank you.
We have now come to the end of the 2023 Joint Department of Biomedical Engineering commencement ceremony. Of course, for today's graduates, this is not the end, and the past few years have been particularly challenging. It is you all that have helped get our graduates make it through, helped our graduates make it through. So thank you for all of your help. Finally, I also want to thank the faculty and staff of the Joint Department, many of whom are here today, for sharing their time and their lives with our graduates. And of course, specific thanks to Vilma Berg, Yvette Thompson, Kat Clardy, Elizabeth Weintraub for their efforts organizing this event. Thank you. And now I address the graduates. It's time to go out there, to invent, to build, to educate, to provide, and to continue our mission to unite engineering and medicine to improve lives. And as you do this, stay in touch with the BME department. Connect on LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. No, not on TikTok. Continue to share our mission and also to engage and inspire the next generation of biomedical engineers. I will now close this program, but please remain seated while the processional exits. And please, everyone, offer one final round of congratulations to our graduates